Okay, it's April 9th. Got back from food shopping, and for my April meal plan, I got normal best fruit salad recipe that I never tried before. I'm going to try that. I'm going to be making paleo glazed carrots, air fryer green beans and fries, and special sauce. I liked that before, so I bought about 2 pounds of green beans for that. But anyways, I got some garlic pepper chicken I'm going to try. In the crock pots, I'm going to do an enchilada pasta, an apple butter barbecue little smokies, crock pot ranch chicken, cool ranch chicken. I'm going to have creamy chicken tacos, and then I'm going to have a Mexican cheese soup. Another hash brown casserole. There's different versions in the crock pot you can do, obviously. I've tried a couple of them so far, but otherwise I'm going to make a beef chili as well. For the normal recipes, I'm going to have a pork chop, some potato casserole. I looked that one on the internet, so some of the recipes came on the internet instead of being leftover ones, so I do include sometimes for that. But anyways, I got 1 pot sausage and rice recipe. I'm going to make the red lentil pizza crust. I can't speak today. Pizza crust. I can make it because I'd order the red lentils on the internet because I'm not going into a health food store because God only knows what they cost there. Anyways, and then the bottom ones I mostly have recipes. I forgot they had the circle and the dot. I have most of the recipes. I just need chocolate chips for one. I'm going to do a 1 bowl peanut butter cookies. I'm going to do a vegan chocolate chickpea brownies. I've heard are healthier, better for you. I'm going to make some no-bake protein bars. This was from a protein bar folder. Okay, we'll get into the haul now. First store I went to get the cheapest stuff I could was Dollar Tree. And I got paprika. It's hard to see it because it's a little blurry. And I got some oregano. I got 2 sets of toothbrushes. I got some 2 packs of... These are just essentials I need. I'm just including them in the haul. But otherwise, I got those cheaper there. For Q-tips, I got extra erasers. I got some extra sponges that were cheaper there. I got some freezer slider bags. I decided to get some in case I need them. And the only time I could get calculators, I tried getting calculators in the Dollar General in my town, and they do not have that. Fetch actually counted these as a fetch item, so that was pretty good. That was 700 points or so, otherwise. Then I got 4 things of juice for treating my sugars, and I got some sugar-free Jell-O. Someone said you use this with fat-free Cool Whip or whatever. It's supposed to be a good snack for you. It's not supposed to make you fat or anything. We'll see how that goes. I lost a little weight, thank God, but it's kind of a struggle when you can't sleep sometimes. I got a little sleep apnea anyways, but yeah, I got 4 packs of those. And I got some corn tortillas. Okay, now we'll start with one of the app items. I don't know if any of these are Ibotta or not. I don't think I got any Ibotta ones from this one. I only get as many as I can. But anyways, I got the Way Better chips. And the fetch item was this Char, if I'm saying it right. But butter and energizer. I know these aren't app items from Ibotta because obviously I looked at the app before scanning all this stuff. Anyways, cut the store short. I got a bag of pears, which is basically just 6 pears. I got an extra box of sodium-free chicken and beef broth. I've bought broccolini. I finally was able to locate it in Super One. It was a miracle. Yeah, so it was actually able, and this is my Super One haul over here, that's starting with the chair. But anyways, I don't know if you can take broccolini by cutting a head of it or if it's grown separately. I'm not sure how that's processed. If it's processed that way or not, if anyone would know, they can comment on that and let me know. I got a pound of carrots. The only ones that were on sale were the organic ones. That was the only one that was 1 pound that I need for a recipe. And I got 1 salsa. If I need another one, I'll go to town and get salsa if I need to. I got some avocados for smoothies or something. I don't like eating those in general because they're supposed to be good for you because I have healthy fats in them. I'm just going to stick them in smoothies, I think, until then. If I find something else I can tolerate them with guacamole, I know, but I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out how to make that homemade. Strawberries for the fruit salad, obviously. Some sea salt because I need more salt. I got 2 orange bell peppers that I'm just going to chop and freeze and throw in my freezer bag so I have backup peppers. I only got Rosie 3 of these sweet potatoes, if I could say anything. I was going to call them sweet peppers, but they're sweet potatoes. I'm going to buy the rest of the potatoes in town because they're cheaper, even though they're smaller and you got to buy more. But I prefer to have the cheaper ones because these ones are a little pricier than the other ones. I got butter lettuce. This wasn't on my list, but I decided to get it since I couldn't get a certain item. I substituted a different item. Sometimes I'll do that too. 2 pounds of green beans for those green bean chips, or those green bean fries. They taste like chips to me with the sauce is really good. I got 10 lemons. I still have 5 in my fridge. What you do is you take about a cup of stevia sugar, which I also bought stevia too, by the way. And you take a cup of the stevia, and you take 5 lemons, you juice them, and then what you do is you put them through one of those mesh strainers. It'll get rid of the guts or whatever the heck they call those. And then you could stir that, take a whisk, fill a big picture of it, and then I don't know how many cups my pitcher would have in it. It's a pretty big pitcher, but otherwise you put a cup of this with 5 lemons juiced. It's really good. It's a really good lemonade. It's addicting. It's not shooting my sugar up or making my sugar go psycho crazy. I also got eggs, if I forget to mention that. I got 2 things of cheese. If I need more, I'll get some from the dollar store as long as nobody buys the crap out of it. Gone. I still have some of these in my freezer, but I needed more of them, so I had to buy an extra one. But that's okay. I could buy an extra one, and I'll have extra for the freezer. I only needed 3 things of chicken. I think there's only 3 breasts, and yeah, there's 3 breasts in each, so that's 9 breasts. I ended up buying these ones that were on sale. I needed 3 14 ounces, and these are 10 ounces, so I bought 5, so hopefully I have enough. Otherwise, I gotta go in town and buy them in the flippin' Crazy Pat's Foods prices are nuts. I got some blueberries for the fruit salad. I'm going to probably soak these in some... actually, I'm going to mention that quick. I actually study a little bit online about pesticides, the Dirty Dozen, and I typed all the Dirty Dozen. It's hard to read. The Dirty Dozen, if it wants to focus, what the Dirty Dozen ones are. Wait for it to focus a little bit. No, those are the Dirty Dozen. And these ones are blah, 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 almost percent, whatever. These ones are also ones with pesticides. The ones down here were not on either one, but they are questionary for that. And I still think they got pesticides. To get rid of the pesticides on the bottom, I typed in, you mix in a teaspoon of baking soda per cup for 2 cups of water or so, every 2 cups of water, and then you just like douse them, let them sit for a minute or 2, then you rinse them off, and then I let them air dry in my colander, and that pretty much gets rid of the pesticides. I think that's another reason I'm not losing weight, to cut the story short. Anyways, like I said, I got a pineapple, I got a cantaloupe, whatever's left of the cantaloupe that the salad doesn't call for, I will give to Rosie. Potatoes, I needed, or these taters, if I could speak English, 2-pound bag I needed for a recipe, so that's for the tater tot hash brown casserole. And of course, this is on the Dirty Dozen list of grapes, so now I'm going to pre-wash all my fruits when I get them home so I don't accidentally eat unwashed ones. If that makes for the pesticides to get off, that is. I got bread and butter slices because I like those. And I had to get another apple butter. I still have my other one that didn't go bad or anything, but I needed another amount of it to finish off the other one, so that'll be for that apple barbecue thing with the smokies. I got this one sideways, but I got these ones are the only ones I could get 80% lean. I got 2 ground chucks because I always need backup. I don't run out of meat or nothing. That was my Sleeper One haul, or my dog. Yeah, both my hauls for my first 2 stores. And I will be back with my Walmart haul. Okay, my Walmart haul, I got Rosie's watermelon. And I got real slices of bacon pieces. I know people say don't buy cut up watermelon and stuff because it costs a lot of money. Well, I don't care. It's the dog's treat, and I'm not. And she can't hear me. She's sleeping, luckily. But otherwise, I rather not cut it because I'm trying to take it easy on my hands since my hands stopped hurting. I had to get finger shots in here. This one bruised. And then the pointer finger one right here barely hurt. I also got, at Walmart, I also got almond milks. 2 of those. I got 2 raisins. Between red grapes and raisins, I really are addicted to those, which is a good thing. And I got peanuts. I got 4 of these allergy-free chocolate chips. I was trying to see if there was another one I could get besides that, but they were all pricier than that one was. I got sliced almonds, walnuts, and I got 4 of each of these. I didn't put them on the table. I got so many canned things. I got 4 of the pumpkin even. I got 4 chickpeas for myself, 4 of the pumpkin for Rosie. And I got pumpkin in the cabinet. I'm just keeping extra on hand because I use it for 2 besides her. So she got her green beans or peas and everything. And I basically got her other kidney beans. I got black beans. I got corn for myself. The black beans I actually got 4 as well, besides the kidney beans too. I probably forgot to put them down. Anyways, I got 2 green chilies, 2 tomato sauces, 2 tomato paste. I got 4 diced tomatoes. I got 2 coconut milk was pricey at Walmart, so I only bought 2. And then I also got 2 of each of the almond and the cashew butters. You gotta have backups of those. And then I got the cheaper version of Velveeta at Walmart that I was able to get. I was only able to get 1 cheap sour cream. I ended up buying the Daisy brand because everybody keeps buying the cheap stuff out, which irritates me. No offense, nothing against them. I'm not trying to hate people. I wish they'd make just cheap stuff and then get rid of the name brand crap, you know. Besides, some of them say that this brand could be this brand or something like off a name brand, but I don't understand why they. Like when you buy the name brand, it's based on this one, only they're selling a cheaper version. They should all sell cheap versions, in my opinion. I got red enchilada sauce, I needed that. I got, for one of my recipes, I got pistachios, and I also got avocado oil. I needed a backup of that, because I cook with it. One recipe's called for it. I got mozzarella. I got 2 of the ground turkeys for Rosie's food, and sometimes I'll use ground turkey for myself. I have 2 cauliflowers. I can't remember what recipe I needed that for. I needed the frozen corn for that too. And I got triple berry. I'll be putting these in freezer sandwich bags and stuff like that. Like, I got a big one, then I'm going to put that one in, so it'll make more room in the freezer, because sometimes these bags have a little too much air in them. I ended up buying 4 turkey bacon, because obviously they didn't have my low sodium one. I like the thick one, but I went back to turkey bacon because of that. And I got 2 of these Bonza pastas. I think they are a brand club item. I know some of the Great Value stuff, whatever brand club calls for, they have gluten items, so I can't eat those, and I'm sure that this is a brand club item besides a fetch item. I think this is a fetch item, if I remember correctly. Because I know usually it was on the fetch list as much as the brand club list. Merryfield, the only Merryfield items I got are rolled oats. I think these are also a brand club item. I can't remember every brand club thing. The only ibotta things I got was the Sensodyne toothpaste, the 2 Crisper snacks. These are really good. And I got 2 of the Dan Light and Fit. They're both gluten-free, and I normally don't buy flavored yogurts, but they say you can lose weight on that, so we'll see. Okay, the last items are not food. I actually had to buy my yarn and because it turns out that the food stamp people want you to, if you make $500, that's what will affect your food stamps. So basically, you got to make $500 a month. I told the lady I'm going to hit 2 craft fairs, the Copperfest, which we are having that one in July, and sometime in August we're going to have the Labor Day Festival. So I'm going to show the yarn. I told my neighbor's got giving me yarn. I'll put that in my food haul too at the end of this, as soon as I get it, and I'll put it in my video so I can show you the yarns I got. But I got 2 of these woolies because I got one big gray one that I can make a hat scarf with. So, and I got these, and I got a small receipt to show them. So I'm keeping the small receipts of these yarns. This one was another one. I have a yellow one, so I could probably make one of those bumblebees or gurumis or whatever they call them. Only the wings are probably be a different color. Otherwise I have to get a white version of that. I don't know, maybe, or black wings. I don't know, whatever I can do. Or maybe I'll do some aragurumi thing, like something else. I can't remember what it's called. The towel set, I have 3 of these. This is my 3rd one I had to buy, because I had bought one 2 different times. And these, I needed the price on too, because they're going to be part of those towel sets, like when you take the yarn and you sew it in there, or you do it through this thing. I don't know how to punch holes in that thing, so I'm just going to sew it in there. I don't think it's a big deal. I had some hooks for making purses, so I needed one of those. And I had to buy one of these. I didn't have to buy 2 because I have the yellow one still, but I had to buy one of these brown hometown yarns to finish a hat and scarf set. And this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to hang this in town at the laundromat. It basically shows, if it wants to focus here, basically what people like, what kind of stuff, if they like any of the stuff I put on here. I couldn't put every single craft item in here, but I put like a knitted hat, a crocheted hat, and I got Towley, that's the one without the strap, and this one's got the strap. My neck strap, that's one of my old ones. To see what people like, and then mention colors and stuff too, like I said on the bottom up there. And I got scarves and this and that, just showing what kind of things I make. I'm not saying my name on this thing, I'm just saying like this and that. Like what kind of things I make, fingerless gloves. And this, the lady who invented this one said you can sell her headbands, and the only thing she says is not to use her picture from her site. So I crocheted my own, and then I took a picture of it. Or yeah, that's pretty much what I did. So yeah, and I even made one of those corner to corner things. So basically right here I got the cards, and I put down, You can also write on both sides if you want to, blah, blah, blah. These are blanks, and then the fill them in. Because last time I did this job thing, of what kind of businesses they want in town, and if they want to circle all the answers and write that. This is just to give me feedback. So besides waiting to sell stuff, this will give me an idea what colors people like, stuff like that, and all that jazz. So I'll come back whenever I get my mystery yarn. I will eventually get that soon. Got 2 giant big black bags of yarn from this person's, my friend basically has an aunt that can't use the yarn anymore. I'm guessing my friend Patty, which is also a friend of Tiki and Willie's. Willie said, "Oh, I got to take a picture of you with a ball of the yarn in these bags," because he said to prove that I gave it to you because the aunt snapped him. Said, "You didn't give her that yarn because I was shopping yesterday. Today is April 10th. My neighbor was sick. She couldn't give me the yarn in the bags because she was sick, and I didn't know it could be this much. I had to buy a big container. I got a little container right next to my garbage can. I got 2 paper bags. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. Oop. And if this video cuts out for any weird reason, I'll just combine it with another video. This is going to be on my food haul video. This is a present from my neighbor. Hope everybody could see me without the bag ripping. Get stuck to the chair. Okay, so hopefully everybody can see me. There's a first ball. I'm not sure what it is. If I can't tell, I think this is acrylic. I can always do the burn test on these yarns, so then I can tell what they are pretty much. And there's some of these don't have labels on them at all, so there's a lot of different colors. I could tell acrylics, obviously. But if it's a wool one, I'll have to do a burn test if I don't know. Some of these have labels on this. This one's called Willow Yarns Burrow. I never heard of that one. It's a bulky yarn, though. Which I like bulky yarn for scarves and stuff. Since I'll be selling my crafts and all that. I can go by the prices that I have of my yarn. This is a Burnett soft, I can't even pronounce that one. I'll just call it soft because I can't remember. I can't read under this label very well. I can only read certain words. That's okay. Who cares? It's yarn, right? Be happy. Got another skein. Ooh, that yarn was coming loose. But yeah. And then, well, this one's a Burnett one. It's ripping. Which one is this one? Burnett Sesame. Wool knitted worsted. That was a wool one. And if I can't tell if something is a wool without a label, I can also do the burn test because that's the only accurate test I can do. I looked online for a lot of them. Well, I don't know what this one is, but it looks pretty cool. It's kind of fuzzy like carpet yarn. Well, it doesn't hurt to have more yarn. I won't run out of yarn. The only time I go to is to price check one of these yarns, but since most of these look like they're acrylic, I'll just base them on the price I bought them at because I told the food stamp lady, aka the DHS lady, that I wasn't going to be buying a bunch of yarn, and she said buying one skein to prove I bought the yarn, it's going to be a repeat price because I got so much yarn and everything. They're really nice yarns though. I do a little toss in that bin just to get that. Oh my god, this one's really pretty. I like this one already. Wish I knew what color this was. It's like a blue, purple, blue, and a light blue mixed with a black. That's pretty cool. I'll be going through these later and separating the bulky because I'm using bulky to make scarves. This one's a really thin one. Not sure if it's a cotton. We'll have to do a burn test on that one again. Whatever tests I have to do on these yarns. There might be hooks and needles in here. I was told that too, so. Okay. Okay. Now this one has a label. It's the same as the other one I couldn't read. It's soft bounce. I can't read it, so I'm going to spell it. It's spelled soft, and the word next to it is spelled B-O-U-C-L. I think that's Baukel or something. I'm not sure. It's really nice yarn, though. Regardless. Another white one. So much yarn here, it's not even funny. Okay, more of that wool yarn. So I'll have to separate the wool yarns. The ones that are labeled wool, because I'm not going to be able to tell. It says wool knitted worsted, so some of these could be wool based too, it looks like. Oh, boy, this one's coming apart. It's another one of those Burnett wool ones. This one's like in a peachy color or whatever. I'm going to actually, once I get some kind of organizing thing, I'm thinking of maybe organizing the yarn. I don't know if I'll have to buy more crates for that. Well, here's another one that looks like carpet yarn, because I don't know what it is. It's really soft. Boy, some of this yarn is already falling apart. Oh, I got Packer colors. That's the only team I like because it was like rebelling and stage against my dad. Another yarn that's got pretty much bulkiness to it. I know there's a string thing you can look at that shows you like what the color ways are of the yarn. You can look at the sizes. If it tells you super bulky, it's like thin, and then it shows you like what numbers there are of yarn. There's another bulky-ish one. There's actually 3 of them in this bag. Keep those in the bag just in case because they seem to go together. Another one that looks like carpet yarn. I say carpet yarn the way it looks with the pattern. Here's another soft with the B word again that I already spelt earlier. This is a black one. I can do some things with this. I'm just going to have to experiment with the new yarns because I don't know which yarns go with what. But experimenting is okay in the yarn community as long as, you know, you can wash it and dry it and all that jazz. This will help because then I can make a lot of things. I already had a bunch of yarn in my room. I cleaned out and I put some yarn in my basement that I'm not using right off the bat. Now I got more yarn. It's a blessing, but it's also... I call it a yarnaholic. That's what I am, a yarnaholic. I'm not an alcoholic, I'm a yarnaholic. There's another nice one too. Other nice yarns too. Some of them have labels on them at least, so I can tell if I see one that matches the color. It's the dye lot. Cotton top. DK. And that's good. Cotton yarn. I'll put that in my cotton bin. I'll have to roll these into balls or hanks or something if I feel it needs to be done. Okay, we got an acrylic. I can't even read this one. Fore and Aft Sport. Yarn Brunswick. Can't pronounce some of these names, but I guess I pronounced that one or I butchered it. Some people can read some yarns. Might be a vintage yarn and all that jazz. Okay, let's see. Yep, another one of those black yarns, and I have a label for this one, so I know which one this is. I'm going to have to basically organize my yarn a little bit better when I get a chance. If I get like some shelves or something, I was thinking get like shelves or more bins, and I'll just organize and I'll put each yarn, and then I'll know what that yarn is with the labels. That I have labels, and if they match the same yarn, it's got to be the same yarn. Obviously, it looks the same. But yeah, they look really nice. It's a blessing getting yarn. It's kind of a curse when you can't figure out what they are unless you do the burn test. Yarn Baby. No, this is a baby yarn. Sweet Delight. Flannel Merry Lead. If I can read right. Okay, this is a baby yarn. I don't really use baby yarn, but I practice making baby blankets or something. I haven't made a blanket yet. I've still got my blanket that's going to take forever to get done until I figure it out. It's going to be like an ice cream themed blanket. That's what I'm going to call it until I get it done. Another one of those ones that I already have a label to, so at least I look at the shapes of the yarn, I know what it is then. That's what makes it easier on me. Here's another yarn. It's a gray one. Ah, gosh, this is going to keep me busy till the day I pass away. Well, this one looks like it's really old. It's antique yarn. Made in France. Let's show the label here. Okay, that's what you'll see for the label. Just so you can see that. If I can't pronounce something. There's a blue bag in there that held on to here. Another black one. When you're a yarn person and you make certain things, today I hung up a sign. I didn't say I was selling any yarn. I just said basically that I was like wanting to know if people like the stuff I made or what kind of patterns they like, so I can get an idea. I don't make clothes too much. I made clothes for my mom back then, when I was in the good mood with my mom, and I'm not because how evil she was to me. To cut the story short, we'll leave that out of the picture because I don't feel like complaining about her anymore. Evil person, that's all I'm going to say to her. Right here we got another yarn. I'm just glad this yarn can calm me down. The only thing that I get frustrated with is projects. I know some of you people probably do, but they're another carpet looking yarn. But otherwise, the thing is, when I get frustrated or angry, I'm glad, but sometimes the yarn projects can get you angry. So what I try to do is I try to, this is a speckle one. I'm not sure what kind it is. I think I might know on the internet if I look it up, if I can see the yarn even. By looking it up by picture, I know you can do that sometimes on Google. Obviously, I have this color. I know this is one of those pink yarns that I have. But otherwise, yeah, the thing is, you know, sometimes you get frustrated, but it's good to have crafts, too. Looks like there's other things in here besides yarn. Like, there's basically hooks and needles. I was told something was sticking out of one of them. Okay, this is a Burnett machine washable, blah, blah, dryable acrylic fibers. I say blah, blah, because I can't read some of this stuff. Not that I have a trouble reading, but some people do have trouble reading. It's a sports spun one. I wonder what this one's made out of. It's on the label somewhere. I'm not seeing it. It'll tell you how to wash it. That's what I'm trying to do. So in my back of my crafts, like I showed how to wash it, so somebody would know how to wash it. But some of these got fur on them. I think this lady had cats. I felt sorry my neighbor had to get snapped at. You didn't give her that yarn yet? And I'm like, okay. That's not reason to get mad. I'm not going to die if I don't see the yarn. I was actually quite shocked. At like 9:40 before I went to town. I went to town around 10 something to do some errands. Because I got to go do some work meeting or something tomorrow. It's not like a normal meeting. I'm a consumer, so it's not like a talking, complaining meeting, blah, 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 that kind of thing. I'm basically will be the one to speak up for people that don't get help. We'll just say that. Anyways, yeah, here's another one. It's got a little fur in it, not a big deal. It's a brown, that's definitely acrylic, I can tell by looking at it. We'll see what the surprise items are in these bags too. It's not just yarn, I can see there's something else in there. I'm trying to go through the yarn first. Here's another acrylic red one. So I'm going to probably take my yarn machine. I have this yarn machine where you can roll them into these cakes. I'm going to probably end up doing that with some of these. Maybe they'll fit in these boxes better. I might have to Google search some of the yarn. Oh, it's a miracle. That yarn I kept saying looked like carpet, which I was talking about this one. It's actually got a label in here. Thank you. Thank God. It's a Karen brand, too. It just looks like carpet yarn the way it is. It's a Karen Jewel Box yarn. Okay, now we know what it is. Alright. Jewel Box brand. I never heard of this. So, good. Now one of them has a label. Now we don't have to look on the internet for this one. I'll keep this one in the bag so that label doesn't fall off. Just to be on the safe side. Okay. Oh, goodness, I think I'm going to die if I don't get it. Let's see what this heavy thing is. I love knitting. This must be the old aunt's bag of instructions. Oh God, she's got books in here for me. That's scary. No offense. There's a lot of things I might not crochet and knit. These are like old classic books. There's like lots of these books. They're like knitting and crocheting. I won't go through all these probably, but I got lots of books and I follow a couple patterns here and there. These are a lot of old-fashioned books too. Yeah, call it the work basket. That's what it says. So, I don't know if I'm going to use these. If I ever do, well, I'll keep them on the side in case I need to use them. Holy cow, this thing's heavy. You think if you had somebody trying to rob your house, you could use that as a weapon? No offense. That's a heavy one. I can see why my neighbor Wilson said that one's heavy. Oh, here's another one of the Willow Burrow, if I'm saying that word right. And it's a pink one. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, these sells, that sells. I'm basically test selling, but I'm also like when I hung that sign up, here's another one of the gray yarns. Basically, I'm test selling. I'm basically going to test sell, see what sells, then, because there's one lady who, like I said, I don't remember if I said that in another video, but basically she tried selling squids or whatever. It was aragorumi, if I'm pronouncing that right. Oh, old one I haven't heard of. I love yarn. Love this yarn. I've heard of this label one before. I bought this one years ago, like when I was back when I was 22. I'm around 37, so I'll be 38 once my birthday hits. But otherwise, this girl said, she said, her stuff didn't sell, but the thing is, you don't know if someone's going to buy stuff if they're from out of town and stuff like that. But I decided to start out small, and whatever sells, I know to make more of it. I'll keep the picture of what I made. My scratch projects, I've made some projects that aren't my pattern, they're somebody else's. And people usually get mad at you, and some people sue you if you steal their pattern, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think if you're going to go to jail if you sell one or two of their items, as long as you don't sell their pattern. Like there's this one on Etsy, I didn't make her pattern yet, but she tells people not to give away her pattern, and that is illegal because she's selling her pattern on Etsy. I told her I would never share this with anybody. I mean, if I ever made her bag and sold the bag, I'd put down, this is the woman who created this pattern bag, I just made it and sold it. I'm not going to say I made this and lie. I'm not sick. When you make projects from scratch, you type your own patterns and everything. I type mine just paper because I can understand what it is, ink and stuff. But if you take credit for somebody else's thing, that makes you sick in the yarn world. No offense. Because honestly, it is really sad when people do that. If people took my patterns and stole them, I'd be pissed off. I don't think I'd be suing people, but I would definitely be mad. I will say that. Another Burnett Barella. Okay, that's another one of those. That was the last white one. I'm just saying, you know, it's really sick when people steal your crafts things. But that's somebody who's here. Okay, another one of those black yarns. At least some of these come with labels so I can decipher what they are. But if I don't know what something is, I'm going to do the burn test with it. Oh, here's another nice yarn. I think I had this color before in a different form. I think it was Red Heart May or something like that. I'm not going to know the yarn if it, like I said, it doesn't have a label. I don't know what it is. I think that was the last one. Okay, that bag's empty and that thing's almost full. I think I'll have enough containers maybe. This one's kind of a rippled one. It's got like a stripe and it's hard to see it. I don't know if you can see it up close or not. But it's pretty cool. I'm addicted to yarn, I will say that. Another bulky one. Okay, we're going to open the next bag. I'll say, bless the woman for giving me the yarn. Well, I got so much yarn, I'm going to have to make a lot of things out of these things. Okay, we got Red Heart Sport. And this one looks like it was used a little bit, but that's okay. Whatever's left in this lady's pile of leftover yarn, I will use this. Because I don't mind sport weight yarn. I use certain yarns, but if I don't use a yarn right away, I'll put it in the basement and I'll use it when I get to it. I don't make doilies or anything like that. I got crochet hooks for those, and I don't even use those. And my neighbor said, if you don't want those crochet hooks, blah, 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 I'll take them. And I said, okay. Okay, this is back when yarn was really cheap. It was $1.99, and this is Hirschner's. I've heard of Hirschner's, never seen their hanks and skeins in person. Okay, we got another acrylic yarn. It's a green one. I know it's green because I can tell what green is. Yeah, there's a black yarn with some hair and fur on it. That's because it's I don't know, I call it the dry eraser effect. Like if you drop this on my floor and I forgot to sweep or something, my dog hair will be all over this. I call it the dry eraser effect, kind of like when you get the eraser board and you see all that white stuff on there. It's like a dust effect, if that makes sense. Try to decipher that word. Another black yarn. Try to get some of the hair off here. Try to keep some of the yarn without fur here. Try not to get dirty with fur either. Oh, another yellow one. Another yellow sports Red Heart one. These are really small. This one's a 2.5 ounce, just like that other one was, only that one's a little smaller. Oh, geez, there's more of them. Oh, I gotta think what to make with yellow now. I'm thinking of designing some more bags and stuff like I showed what stuff I made, even though I'm going to have to sell it. They said if you make $500 a month, and I told her I'm not going to be able to make $500 every year, all year long, because that would be a business too, but your hands can get carpal tunnel, even though my carpal tunnel mostly came from work, because I don't think, even though I overworked my hands a little bit with my crocheting too, but I cut back on crocheting and knitting. I won't do it on days I'm working. And I only crochet and knit for a short period of time. I don't do it all day long. Unless it's the knitting loom, I can do it longer because I'm doing a U-wrap method as I use, or I'll do a flat knit purl, or a flat purl, and a flat knit, pretty much as I call them. Okay, there's another one right there. And there's a fourth one, which 3 of them are big so far. So I'll figure out what we're making with these. I feel like I'm spoiled. I know it's not my birthday because it's not June, but I feel like it's my birthday. I'm getting spoiled, or this is a late Christmas present. It's a blessing to me. Oh, here's the one company. I have actually had Merry Maximum yarn before. I've had their yarn before. I got a mystery box a while back. This yarn I liked, and I made this bag. I can't remember if I think I might actually still have that bag, but anyways, the bag, I don't know if I get rid away or something. Regardless, but it was a nice bag, and their yarn, I couldn't figure out the color. I was kind of irritated about that. This is a 4-ply sports one. I don't care what the yarn is. If it's too small, I could take it with my knitting loom. Like, I'll take this one, and I could take this one, a 4-ply, and put it with that and mix it. You can do 2 or 3. Like, they tell you to use 2 or 3 of these. on the knitting loom, because it's basically the knitting loom gets holes in it if it's too small, but if you thicken the yarn, it kind of closes the holes a little bit better, like when you're knitting it off. Oh, here's a baby yarn. It's a cake, and I can't tell what it says because the yarn label's covered. Warning, this item may contain... I can't even read that. Okay, let's see if I can rip this off without breaking it. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, never mind. That's a baby yarn. I'll eventually make baby stuff. That's a green speckled yarn. Pretty cool. I kind of feel like I want to cry, but I don't want to do that. I got a white speckled one. I haven't seen the speckled stuff since I started doing knitting crocheting, but I wasn't doing it too much. I did it mostly on the knitting loom, and then later on I learned a little bit. I called myself a yarn virgin because I didn't know what yarn to buy, and I bought whatever yarn I put together. If it was too thin, like eyelash yarn, I would put with this, like the other yarn I was talking about. That's what I can do if I don't know what to make with it. I just got to make sure that the washing instructions are the same and everything. Yep, I love this yarn. We got another skein of that. Look how it's coming apart. It's a blue one. Favorite color. When I was a kid, my favorite colors were black and blue. It's not that I like bruises or anything, but that was one of my favorite colors. Yeah, so... another one of those. Alright, that crate's filling up fast, jeez. Another gray one. It's the same one without a label. Another baby yarn that I can't read because of the label in the way. I don't know what it is. Dang. They put this label on here. I think it was on sale. It says it was $3.99, so wherever it was bought, if that makes sense. I can speak English a little bit more. I don't even know what the name brand is. I can't even tell by looking through here. It's like deciphering words. It says snow something. Whatever that is. All I know is it's a baby yarn. I can tell the color. I don't know. I can tell baby yarn when I look at it. It's kind of sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Well, this is a different one. Merry Maximum Natural Alpaca Tweed. And there's 2 of them in here. Looks like there's 1.5 skeins so far. Unless she was using this for something, or this is one whole skein. It's really hard to tell. And I'm just gonna put that in there. That's kind of cool. I have tweed yarn too. Oh, this is cool. I don't even know what this is. This is definitely acrylic. But this one's a really cool one. I don't know if these might be vintage, old yarns that don't exist anymore. That's why I'm calling them vintage, I guess. They might be vintage. I don't know. I've heard people use that term for old yarns. It looks like this. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. This might be one of the yarns that doesn't have a label, I guess, maybe. Paytons. I've heard of Paytons and Astra. Astra, I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure what kind this is. Oh, it's acrylic. Okay, it's acrylic. Sometimes I gotta make sure it's acrylic because some of the wool looks like it's acrylic. Oh, jeez, I can't... Oh, it's the Merry Maximum Starlet. Starlet. Okay, worsted weight. Okay. Cool. I'm glad most of these have labels at the end because I can decipher some of them. Payton Classic Wool. Okay, Merino. And some of these merino wools now are so expensive. But yeah, I'm okay with it. I use my food scale, my little electric food scale, to fold my projects up and decipher how much skeins of yarn I have based on that. And I have to pay attention to the skeins. Another acrylic yarn. It looks like this one's like a little mixed color. It's really hard to tell from a distance. I don't know if you can see if it's blurring on my camera or not. Cut the story short. Bulky yarn without a label. Go figure. I'll be separating this later when I figure out which ones are bulky this and bulky that. Payton's Decor. Okay. I'm not going to tell every skein. Yeah, it's acrylic. Okay. Some of the labels I can have a hard time telling what some of them are, so I know it's most acrylic when I look at it, but some of them are saying wool, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Merry Maxim Mellow Spun Sport Weight again. Hirschner Sport Weight. Another sport weight. This is when yarn was cheap on sale, I guess. It was $149. Like I said, all the yarn I have is I'm going to have to basically go on what the price of the yarn is for all the acrylics together, because I'm not going to keep buying yarn, filling up. I already got enough yarn, so I'm just going to go by those prices and just say I used half a ball, I used one ball, I used this so much yarn, how much it costed. I don't want to, buy too much yarn. I'm just buying the yarn that I don't have the prices for. Most of the bulky yarns, I already have the prices for those, so I'll just go on that base, because I'm not sure what these cost, because yarns get a little expensive. Red Heart Soft acrylic. Oh boy, this is a lot of yarn. We're getting closer to the bottom at least. Elegance. Loops and threads. This one, I'm going to just pull this one first. This is a thin yarn. It's hard to see a little bit. My camera doesn't want to focus. That's what it looks like. Okay, hopefully I don't blur out. Trying to keep my camera on at the same time. Okay. Barella. Knitted worsted weight. Okay, it's a green one. Okay. Oh, this one looks cool. Mary Maxim Aran Irish Tweed. I can crochet an Irish scarf. No offense. It's a tweed, but that's okay. That might actually be the other one too. I'm thinking. Let's see if they match. Well, they do. Mystery solved. Some of the yarns I can match to the labels. As long as I can read the label, that's a good thing, right? Okay. Some of these yarns I'd never heard of, and some of them I have. Tender Touch Baby Yarn. Okay. Perfect for baby garments and afghans. Eventually I'll get down to the baby stuff. I'll put the baby stuff in the basement because I'm not sure if I'm going to use that right away because I got to go through yarns here and there. I get so much yarn, so I'm finding another one of those willow spun 4-ply yarns. It's on a chair because I get everything down 24/7 here. Okay. Red Heart Sport. And there's a white one. I have yellow ones too. Maybe I can make a bag out of those. Okay. Sports Hirschner's Worsted White Yarn. Acrylic. If I don't say some of the fibers, I apologize. I can only say so many things here. Oh, this one's covered. It's covered with plastic. It says Mary Maxim's Best Value. It's, of course, acrylic. I can tell by looking at that one. It's not wool. It looks like it's not wool. I like this. Oh, another one. Oh, this is coming the yarn I have, only it's the one I have is bulky. This is an Encore Tweed. This is Plymouth. I have a bunch of these yarns in bulk form. This is the one that I actually have. I had to buy some online. I got bulkier versions of that. When I'm making projects, I'm making scarves with the bulky versions. But I never had a tweed version of it, so that's good. Okay, I think I actually have some of the balls of that in there. I'm going to have to go through and kind of decipher, stick them in bags and put them in there, I guess. Burnett Acrylic Blend, 100% blended acrylic fibers. It's nice and soft. Kind of feels a little ruffled, but some of the yarns do, and some feel real soft. Holy cow, this one's really full. And the name of it's Fluffy. Fluffy Unger. It's basically spelled U-N-G-E-R. Imported by. That's France, okay. It's a really puffy, fluffy yarn. So that's pretty cool. It's blurry if you look at it. It's like looking at a cloud and going to sleep. Another one without a label. We'll see what I can do with that. Oh, there's more of it. Oh my god. Fluffy. I wonder what I'm going to make out of this. Oh, here's another one, only it's a different name. Mary Maximum Royale. Looks like it kind of looks similar to this one. Only, yeah, it is similar, so I can actually put those together. I think. Yeah, I think they are the same pretty much. Another fluffy one. Goodness gracious, man, I don't know how many balls I got. I'm not going to count these all. I'll count them later on when I got time. Some of the yarn look like it got pulled, damaged, but that's okay, but I can cut off if it's stretch damaged, because some of these are too tight. I will throw away some stretch damaged parts of the yarn, I won't throw the whole thing out because the yarn's still good. It's acrylic, I think. I think I have that one too. Okay. Another burnet one. This is a lot of yarn. I feel like this is my late Christmas present I've been waiting for, kind of thing. Okay, it looks like my camera died. I had to charge it, so it's later on in the day. Okay, as I was trying to say, I have a green yarn too, Barella, and I have a lighter green one. This one I could tell was lighter than that one. I filled up my other container too, by the way. I'll have to roll these all into cakes. Maybe that'll make more room in those things. Oop, the bag fell. I got a Merry Maxim Mellow Spun 4-ply yarn in white. I gotta get that bag that fell down. Nothing spilled on the floor. It doesn't want to stay on this chair. It's like, no, I don't want to be shown on camera. I'm actually feel blessed having all this yarn, so I'm okay with more colors. It gives me more variety what to work with. This looks like the same yarn I just talked about in dark green. I think it is. Some of the yarns don't have labels, but I think I could tell which ones are which if I see another yarn that looks like it, so I think it's the same yarn. Another Barella, dark green. And a lightweight one. Oh, this one's actually snagged a little bit. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to cut this one. Okay, just so it's not snagged, because if your yarn's snagged, I gotta fix that, so I will roll these in cakes eventually. Okay. Then we got two Peyton's Astra in gray. There's lots of different colors, and whatever I mentioned before, they're each in different colors, and some colors are different than others. Another Merry Maxim Merrow Spun 4-ply sport yarn in black. I think that's another one. Otherwise, yep, another Barella in dark green. Geez, I'm gonna have to roll these all in cakes. Good thing I got my device. I bought my device on Amazon. I would have got one on Darn Good Yarn, but I decided to get one on Amazon. It was a little cheaper. But otherwise, I got this one, so it spins around. I gotta hook it to a board and set it on my table. My dad had a bunch of boards that he left me with since he passed away. Isaac Mesere Craft. It's a premier yarn. I'll have to put this one forward. If this thing wants to focus. Right there. It's a sparkly one. It's got sparkles in it, so if I can't pronounce it right, I'll show it maybe if I can't pronounce it right, that is. I definitely got a lot of yarn I'm going to be making stuff with, so I do have a ton of yarn before that. Another one of those fur yarns. Every time I see this yarn, I think it looks like pillow soft fur. Like, if a pillow, if a cloud was formed into a pillow, I think it would be this soft. That's my expression of it. But I don't mind trying new yarns out. The yarn books I got, well, I'll experiment, I guess, with them, and if I look at them and get an idea, because sometimes I get an idea when I stare at somebody else's pattern, or I stare at, I'll stare at the picture from their pattern, and I get my ideas, or I'll take pictures of flowers or whatever to get some inspiration to create more. Today I hung up a sign at the laundromat, and I wasn't promoting sales or nothing because, you know, food stamps and all that jazz. I just wanted to ask what kind of colors people like. Do they like crochet patterns? Which patterns do they like? Or do they like other patterns? It's kind of like the voting thing I did for the... I call it a voting thing for like what kind of jobs. I said I'm not promising business. Somebody circled a business on there to cut the story short. And then they hearted no pot shops, which I thought was funny. But otherwise, yeah, they're going to put one in our town. And that's really stupid. And they have to get a protection dog anyways. Cut the story short. Anyways, Hirschner's Afghan yarn. Acrylic, hopefully. Almost down to the bottom of this yarn pool. Okay, Peyton's Cotton Decor. Decor, how do you say that? A white yarn with no label, obviously, go figure. So far, I got both of my bins mostly. I'm going to have to throw some of these in the bag and I'll form them into cakes. I'm going to keep the labels with the yarns that have labels. Another Mellow Spun 4-ply yarn in white. You can tell that color when looking at it, kind of like I can with the black. Another Hirschner's. It is a sport weight yarn. Okay. And from judging from the feel in these bags, it looks like there was never any crochet hooks or knitting needles, which I'm okay with. I got plenty of those. But I'm happy I got all this yarn. So I got a lot of yarn to work with. Oh, another one of those golden ones I did earlier. They look golden to me, but the yellow one I was talking about earlier, the Red Heart Sport, that yellow one, I got so many of these yellow ones. I'm going to see if I can put them, maybe roll them into cakes with that thing, and then I'll just see if they'll fit in here a little neater. So I can actually put them away, because that other one's like overflowing a little bit. Like it's overflowing like a little bit like that. Okay. But these yarns are trying to escape. They want to fall down. Okay, another Barilla green. I'll eventually figure out. Oh, a lot of people do tops and stuff. I don't do tops too much. I did the Double Stitch Twins one that I'm going to be selling out. But like I said, I would never take credit for anybody else's project. I'm not. I think that's sick when people do that, and I'm sorry to say it, but people need to figure out their own patterns. I like creating my bags from scratch and everything. If I create something that's somebody else's pattern, I would never take credit for it. That's just me as an honest crafter, as I call it. I'm not perfect, but I do my best. I just think that's more, you know, responsible. If that means you understand that, being crafters and everything. But anyways, Red Heart Sport yarn, white. I'm definitely going to have to make a bag with those sport yarns. Nice gracious, this one's snagged. Ooh, it's another bulky one. I'm definitely going to put the bulky ones aside. Okay. We got here foam. Nope. Okay. Another one of those white Mary Maxim Mellow Spun for ply yarns. Is this the last one here? Lift it up. Yep, the last one. The last one. Another Encore Tweed yarn. It's a gray one. Like I said, I'm going to roll these in cakes. I feel really blessed. I'm happy I got all this yarn. I still feel sorry Wilson had to get scolded. You didn't give her that yarn yet? I was food shopping yesterday. I wasn't home until a certain time, but hey. It's okay to get it. If I had to get it a day later, I would have got it yesterday, but I didn't want to push my neighbor. I was just asking her why she wasn't coming. She says, oh, I'm sick. I said, okay, I understand. I don't want it to head cold because I got to go to a meeting tomorrow and come talk about work stuff. It's blah, blah, blah. We'll just say that because I don't know if any workers are watching this and reporting it to staff, so I don't need to say anything. Anyways, yeah. God, give me the strength. But anyways, I'm happy I got this yarn. Regardless of that complaint there, I do feel blessed. I'm going to eventually make something. I'm thinking maybe with this yarn, I can do some different bags and stuff. My neighbor wants to buy that bag, the green one I showed with the mixed yarn in the middle. It was a circus yarn in the middle. I showed that one in one of my hauls a while back about what kind of crafts I got, so I got to sell everything, but it's only going to be 2 craft fairs I'm going to hit. And if I sell anything between the months, I don't have to tell the food stamp people, because honestly, it's another business. It's not $500. I have to report it, unless it's $500 a month. There's no way I can crochet and knit that much every month. So, saving it up, and I'm making scarves. So, eventually we'll get this done. I mean, you know, I'm trying to do scarves. Like, I'm not sure what's going to sell. I'm not having any doubts, but I'm stocking up on scarves and scarf hat sets. I already found my fingerless gloves that I didn't know existed, that were in one of my bins. When I was cleaning out my bins, it took an hour and 42 minutes roughly to clean. But basically, I'm making a scarf and a hat to go with that. It's going to be the total for that, minusing deduction, taking $1 from each item. It's going to be $48 for that. So the hat and scarf sets will be $38, and the hat, scarf, and fingerless glove sets, that's going to be $48, because there's a set of gloves in there too. I'm going to eventually start doing fingerless gloves on my knitting loom because it's easier on my hands, so that's a lot easier. Not complaining about needles. Eventually I will do my knitting on the needles. I'm just slowly doing everything so I don't push my hands into actually hurting, because I know I won't even work. If I work on a work day, I will not at all touch crafts. If I want to touch crafts, I could use the knitting loom a little bit, but I'm not pushing it, because if you overwork your hands, you get carpal tunnel, all this jazz. My doctor told me, you got neuropathy. I said, it's from overworking. I told him, and he says, you need carpal shots in your fingers. They put a shot right here in my finger. That one didn't hurt as much. The middle finger here, it bruised, like I said before, but yeah. I just, you know, it gets old. But at least I can sell yarns like crafters. I'm basically going for feedback. That's why I took some pictures of certain things I made and put them. I didn't put every single thing I made. I put some hats, crochet, knit, what kind of things people like, what kind of colors, to give me an idea what to make. And all this yarn will be a lot. I'll be making what I can out of it. I have to put it away. It's going to be sitting in a tub till I figure out what to do with it. I will eventually find something to do with it. I know people would say make a blanket. I'm actually working on a blanket, but the blanket I'm taking my time with because it's, like I said, it's going to be ice cream themed. So I'm picking an ice cream I can tolerate. I used to hate that ice cream, but in the past it's going to be like a mint chip ice cream blanket. It's going to have like, I'm going to crochet in like maybe brown, and then I have light colors that look like mint ice cream. I used to hate that ice cream, thinking it was toothpaste ice cream when I was a kid, got the story short. So I'm going to do like a couple of them with like, look like a granny square with chocolate. They look like a chocolate chip in the center, and some of the granny squares will just be green. That's an idea. So other people probably can get this idea and do it themselves. It's not a bad idea. It's ice cream themed, so I think that'd be kind of cool to see. I'm not sure if anybody made an ice cream themed blanket. I've seen somebody make a scarf. It's longer than I'm with my fingers, but way longer. And it was like a paint box scarf. That looked really cool, but you have to buy the pattern for that one. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the haul of my gift yarn, as I call it, because it was a present to me. And have a good day. And my whatever I earned off of my food haul, I'll put at the bottom of my video as soon as I can post it. And if I don't post it on the 10th, I'll post it on the 11th, but it'll be for the 9th food shopping. Even though the yarn thing was on the 10th, but I'm okay. I don't want to push my neighbor. If she got sick, I wasn't yelling at her. I was just asking her if she was coming over. I didn't realize she had a cold. I said, oh, your husband gave you a cold. He better be making you some soup. But yeah. You know, so he actually told me he got scolded and I felt bad. And he had to take a picture of me. That was kind of funny. I kind of laughed. I said, okay, now you're off the hook. You got proof that you gave me everything. Anyways, have a good day.